I'd just like to introduce you a little bit to French A-level at Briggs Sixth Form. So in general, A-level French is taught at Sir John Nelthorpe Base, normally by myself, Mrs Smith and Mrs Ingledew. In general, we don't offer AS, just the 2-year A-level course. Our exam board is AQA. There are the 4 main themes we study over the 2 years. As you can see by looking at this screen, it's really focused on French-speaking society, which makes it quite different from GCSE, I think. There's a real focus on the countries and the culture. So it's quite useful, really, to keep up to date with current affairs and to have an interest in Switzerland or Belgium or France and what's going on there. So looking closer at one of the themes, aspects of French-speaking society, we look at the diversity in the countries, we look at minority groups, des marginalisés, and current trends with crime and punishment and the law. So, you know, it gets quite interesting, and obviously all of this we need to be looking at as to what is happening now in Switzerland or France or Belgium or French-speaking Canada. And here's a closer look at one of the other themes, the artistic culture. So some people may find this slightly more interesting than the society one, really, where we look at music in French-speaking countries, cinema, France has got a great history with film and cinema, really, and just the fact of just very patriotic, really, France, and so just the patriot of the country. So you'll see in a few slides the assessment and how much is based on listening and reading, writing and speaking. But over the 2 years, we are asked to study 2 texts, or 1 text and 1 film. You can see the choice of films and books here. So there's an exhaustive list, really, that we have to choose from. At our school, we tend to study 1 book and 1 film, just for, I think some students find 2 books a little bit heavy. So during lessons, we'd be analysing how the film was made, what the themes are of the book. So I think particularly if you enjoy English literature, this really helps with this part of the course. If you're not so good with the literature, then not too much to worry about, because you'll see in the assessment schedule that it's just worth 20% of your A-level. So don't let that worry you too much if that sounds a bit scary, with the analysis of how the film was made or what the author was trying to say through that, really. So people always want to know what the speaking exam will be like, because that's obviously can feel quite a scary exam. So at the end of the 2 years, you'll have around about a 20-minute speaking exam. One is in 2 parts. One part you get a card, and obviously that will be based on one of the themes we've studied, so whether it's about homelessness or cinema, and then we're expected to discuss that for 5 to 6 minutes. There will be some questions on there, and you do have, as it says, 5 minutes preparation time, which you can write some notes down about what you're going to say. So obviously in lessons we would practice that. And then the strange thing about this A-level is that for the majority of the speaking exam, you get to talk about something that interests you to do with France or French-speaking countries or French. So it's called the Individual Research Project, and it really is carte blanche, as I would say. It really is up to you what you would like to research, and it isn't really supposed to be led by the teacher. And so, you know, normally a few months into the A-level we'd start discussing that with our students, and what would you like to research, because this is just going to be tested on, really, in the speaking exam. And so then in the speaking exam we'll be talking for about 9 to 10 minutes. You do sort of like a 2-minute presentation of what particularly you've researched and found out about, and then the teacher would be asking questions around that topic, around that theme. And obviously we'll guide you throughout the 2 years, because every now and then we'll say, right, okay, homework or classwork, let's work on individual research projects today, and we'll keep an eye that you're sort of going in the right direction with the content. Okay, so here's just a little example of the first part of the speaking exam, poverty in France. And as you can see, you've got 3 questions, which if you do GCSE, you'll sort of recognise that structure. And then we would, and you've got your chance, remember, to write what you would say for those 3 questions. There will be a few more questions as well. Okay, so this summarises the assessment after the 2 years. So there's a 2.5-hour listening, reading and writing exam. The writing is just translation really there. Your main writing skills are tested in paper 2, the 2-hour exam, which you have a choice of questions about the book and about the film that you have watched and analysed. And you are expected to write approximately 300 words for each of those essays, so writing 2 essays in that time. In paper 1, you are in control of the listening exam, so you will be given a CD and a CD player or a digital device, and you can take the clip back and listen again and again. You decide how long you spend on that listening, but remembering that you've got some reading questions and some translations to do. And I've already spoken about the speaking exam, and you can see the weighting there. So as I've said, if the literature worries you, you can see it's only 20% of your final grade. Okay, so if you're wondering why to take A-level French, then clearly it can help in many areas, not just, we don't just think about you going and working in France or finding a job that needs French. Linguistic ability, I think, independence and confidence, interpersonal skills, massive here, because there's lots of speaking in lessons. So you've built up a lot of skills in languages lessons. And here's a bit of a summary of maybe some paths you might take if you were to continue with French after A-level. If you have any more questions, and I'm Mrs. Kay Smith, based at Nelthorpe School, so please get in touch. Thank you for listening.